normalize this thing of mental health. Because at times you feel like I can only see a psychologist when I'm going through divorce, when I'm going through loss, maybe grief. Hata hii ya lose kazi, they don't go. But when someone dies, because at times it hits differently, people look for psychologists. But I encourage people, have a psychologist in the list of your family service providers.
Hello, how are you? Paris Budia here. Welcome again, Paris Budia TV. We want to take this opportunity to thank you for loving us, following us, liking our videos, encouraging us to continue bringing you these stories that we bring you, or even these informative videos that we do for you. Before we continue, today I want to say that we want to thank our friend at Timeless Medical Spa, Lavington Mall. They are supporting us by sponsoring this video today. Also, Oxygen Botanical Kenya. They sell everything skin. We're going to put their information right here. So if you need them, you can reach them. However, that's not why we are here today. You know, we've been talking with my friend, psychologist Esther. And we've been talking so many things about home, about relationship, about, should you or should you not be touching your man or your woman phone? She told us all that. If you've watched the previous video, then you know, this woman knows what she's talking about. And especially men, you've loved her. And now today we're here because you've written again to us and you told us you want us to talk about mental health, matters mental health. Esther, Karibu sana.
Thank you so much, Paris. Yeah. I'm so happy to be here. And I'm grateful to our viewers for they have been supporting us and they have been asking the questions. So I'm so humbled to be here and to enlighten them in whatever area regarding mental health.
Exactly. And the first question, let's dive right to it. They wanted to know exactly what is mental health and what triggers mental health.
Okay.
Please help us.
Very good. When we say that, when we talk about mental health, what comes to mind? It is matter to do with mind, brain, thoughts, everything related. So mental health, it is the well-being of our thoughts, well-being of our emotions, and well-being of our social life. So all combined, how we feel, how we think, how we act, it is all about mental health. Yes.
Oh my God. So what triggers mental health?
Mental health, it can be a good mental health, which is when you are normally doing the things you are doing, even if you have challenges in life, you are still handling them, because we cannot say that you don't have stress.
True.
Nobody can live in this life we are living with no stress.
Very true.
But since you can manage that stress, you can say you are in a better state of mental health.
Okay.
The problem comes when you are no longer in a position to manage your mental well-being. Now, when you're not in a position to manage your mental well-being, that is when people now starting getting stressed, depressed, anxious, and other conditions related to mental health.
So, is it safe to say mental health can affect women, men, children, or who does it affect?
Actually, interesting enough, mental health affects everybody, including children.
Wow.
And mental health can come, we can just ask this question, what causes?
Exactly, what causes mental health. In children, let's say, for example, men, women, and also, is it a disease?
Okay, mental health itself is not a disease. Mental health.
Yeah.
But the mental health issues, now you get it?
I get it. We have to separate.
Yeah, mental health is not a disease as per se, but when we bring mental health issues, whatever is related, you remember what I've just said, what you're not able to control.
So there's positive mental health and
the
negative
good one.
Mental health.
Just like, let's see, for example, so that we don't make it look like it is a big word, we take physical health.
Okay.
Physical health is your well-being, physically. Haumi mahali, you're walking properly, you're good. You're in a good physical health. Okay? But whenever they come up an issue, you have pain here and there, you have hurt here and there are some injuries, you say you're in a poor not mental, physical health. So when you go to mentor, when you're moving around, doing your normal things, there's no dysfunctions in any area, you're in good mental health. When you come to the other side, you have been in a stressful situation for long, meaning you have been a chronic stress for long, it can lead to depression, it can lead to anxiety, and that is when we say you have a poor mental health. And whatever triggers, there's so many things which triggers. Some can be you have been in an environment which is triggering this this stress for long, and this environment can be in your marriage. It can be at your workplace.
Toxic workplace?
Yes, it can be in those kind of environments. So that is one trigger. The environment you are in. It is affecting you mentally. Meaning, how you're feeling when you're in that environment, it is not healthy. You're not feeling okay. You're not feeling good.
Esther, how do I know that my mental health is now not health? Like, how me as a human being, now let's even take example. When you look at me right now, Paris Puthia, I'm looking quite normal. You wouldn't know whether I'm going through mental health. I'm not saying I'm going through mental health, but a lot of people who are going through mental health, they normally are happy people. In fact, they wear a mask. They look normal, but they are not normal. So how do I go to a doctor to be diagnosed as you have mental health, or there's little telltale sign that I can look for, those red flags that tells me, wow, Paris, I think you need to have your mental health checked because you're not really looking healthy. How do I know when to seek help?
Can I take you back a bit on the triggers? We have just said one environment. Another trigger can be the traumas. Maybe past, and past can be as past as 1 hour ago. So those past experiences, the traumatic experiences someone might have gone through, they can trigger. You have had people saying that there's something which happened to me when I was 12. And right now I'm 30. It is still feel like yesterday. Meaning that person, that traumatic event they have never gone past it.
That's so true.
So they still live in the past. They need to heal. There are several other, they are hereditary actually. If you come from a family where mental health disorders are there, if you remember when you're growing up, there was a family used to say, everybody who is there, anakuanga somehow not mentally okay.
Very true.
When you're in such a place, from such a family, it does not mean that you have to get mentally unhealthy, but it means there are higher risks of you getting there. So now knowing the triggers, we can now go to the question you have just asked about how do I know? Now, what are the symptoms? As I have said, most of the time when you have you're unhealthy mentally. At times you don't feel like you are because you're trying to manage. Remember, we have said that all of us, we go through events.
Some sort of mental health.
Where you feel like, I'm not managing this. But somehow, I'll still manage it.
True.
So you stay there. At times it is maybe financial stress. You have been a financial stress. Nobody will ever tell you that you're not okay mentally until you start now portraying some behaviors. So if you have this person, you are a partner to this person, maybe your husband or your wife or your child, or a friend, and you start seeing them withdrawing. They don't want to go to social places. They don't want to be in a gathering. If at all you are going to a chama, she's no longer coming. That's a sign that this person, if at all they're not sick physically, they might be sick mentally. That is one thing. Withdrawal. Another thing is this person might not be withdrawing, but they are quiet. They're withdrawing their talks.
They're normally
physically they are there,
happy themselves.
But during maybe interactions, remember we said that mental health, you have to be socially okay. So if at all you find yourself, you're in a social place, but
Not feeling.
Uko tu unaonekana.
Yes.
They can see you but they can't feel you. That's another thing. Another thing is how you are acting. Remember, mental health has three things. It is psychological, how you're thinking.
Yes.
It is emotional, how you're feeling.
Yes.
And it is social, how are you interacting with other people. So if you see these three things, this person, the way they are thinking, even when you're having a conversation, they're all over the place. They're not having a fluent conversation. You have ever had such kind of people?
Yes.
Even when they're talking, they're forgetting.
Or they tell you one thing this minute, the next second
They can't even remember. The story is not flowing.
Or they become emotion.
Exactly.
All of a sudden, they are very emotional for no good reason.
Yes. So those are signs. And then the psychological is how they think.
Okay.
They become even paranoia.
Yes.
They feel like someone is there to hunt them. They are there to hurt me. They are coming after me. Have you ever had this kind of a person? And mental health, it doesn't have to be as pronounced as you can imagine. At times you can be having a conversation with someone and you feel this person is bitter with life.
Oh, that's true.
They have nothing they appreciate in their life.
They have nothing good to say about life.
Yes.
Everything is negative.
And you remember we said that one of the reason or the triggers or the causes is the traumas, the past traumas.
Yeah.
They might be living there. They are bitter about an abuse which happened.
They've never forgotten.
They have not forgotten about it. Yeah, they are bitter about an neglect. They were neglected when they were growing up by their caregivers. You know?
Yeah.
They have gone through a loss, and a loss does not necessarily have to be death. It can be loss of job, loss of loved one, not through death, but maybe through divorce or separation.
Yeah.
It can be such kind.
True.
So when you're close to this person, because naturally that person will not understand they're going through a mental health issue. Them, they are okay. They just don't feel like it. They're just chilling. Nowadays I hear they say, I'm just chilling. I have no problem. I'm just chilling.
I don't feel motivated to do
Yes.
anything today.
So you who is close to that person, you're the one who is going to say there's some behavioral changes there. This person is not the same person. Another thing, increase of something. They used to exercise, a good thing. It doesn't have to be a bad one. They used to go for gym.
Yes.
But they used to go for gym for 1 hour and a half. Nowadays they are going half day. What are they running away from? You see?
Wow, yeah.
They might be going drinking. They are occasional drinkers.
Yes.
They go on weekends.
Yes.
Nowadays they are going Monday to Friday. You see? They become angry. They become irritable because of even a small thing. Those are the things you should look to from this person. Whether it is your partner or a friend or a relative or even a sibling.
Yes.
And sana these teenagers, and not teenagers and young adults, let me call them that way, withdrawal. Withdrawal is the biggest symptom. They don't want to come for dinner. They want to stay in their bedrooms, doing a lot of nothing with their phones. They are no longer interested in the things they used to be interested in. They are no longer talkative. They don't laugh. They don't have any fun. Okay?
Wow.
Those are the symptoms you can tell this person is not okay. And then after realizing this person is not okay, what do you do next?
Exactly. How do you help them? Because now you've seen all the symptoms. Where do you start? How
Where
do
do you
help
start?
them? Yeah.
Do not be accusing. Don't go accusing them. Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you coming? Why are you behaving like this? What is causing you to be so angry if it is your partner? What have I done? You know? Go slow. Try to see from their lens. Understand them. You used to enjoy watching football, but what is your husband? Nowadays you are no longer there.
What happened?
What is happening? Okay?
Yeah.
When you come with that acquiring mentality, they are going to open up. But when you come with accusing, they will be defensive. And they will not tell you. So that is one thing. Try to understand them from where they are. Meet them where they are. When you do that, they'll feel safe to open up.
Whether this is a child, whether this is a woman or a man.
Yes.
I understand, according to research, the highest number of people who go through mental health is actually women. But Then there's men, and I know you're very passionate about men, mental health. And this, we realize that even though the highest number is women, men also suffer mental health,
Yes.
but they tend to shy away from getting help. Why, you as a psychologist who have worked with both men, women, and children, is that true? Is it the highest number that come to you is men, or is it women? And if it's men don't come to you, why is that? And how do they cope with their mental health? Who do they talk to? If they're not talking to psychologists,
Yeah.
where are they getting their help?
Very good. Interesting.
Yeah.
Women,
Yeah.
statistically, they're at the highest. They're exposed to mental health. But by nature, women are so good. We talk with anyone who cares to listen.
We can talk to that.
We can talk to anybody, including a makanga kwa matatu.
Yes.
So long as that person shows interest of listening.
Yeah.
But men, they don't talk. And the reason as to why, you remember there was a time we did another video about vulnerability
True.
of men.
Yes.
They don't get vulnerable
Yes.
until they are sure it is safe to get vulnerable. So until they are sure of that, and there are those who are not going to be sure. So the way they do it, they suppress the feeling, they suppress the emotions, they suppress those thoughts. And if they even let them out, they downplay them. Yani ile, it is nothing, I can handle it. And society, at times I feel for boy child. The society has made them to feel like this stone who has no feelings. They can't express their emotions. So if a man does that, he's seen like he's a weak person. If a man cries, he's seen like he is weak. And at times we need to understand that they're human.
It's true.
They have emotions. And remember that we talked about mental health is something to do with emotions. It has to be emotional well-being. And imagine a breakup. Let's just take a relation breakup. Who do you think hurt most?
Both men and women. It depends with who left who. If I'm a woman and I've been left, isn't it going to hurt me? If I'm a man and I've been left, then it's going to left. So I guess the person who's being left, if it's a break, because I feel like in a relationship, it's very hard that all of you, at the same time, you decide, we want to quit this. There's always one who come with
the
I need, this is not working for me. It's not you, it's me. There's always that one person. It's not you, it's me. And even if it's, let's say, even if it's a marriage, even when it comes to divorce, it's very rarely that both of you sit down at the same time and say we need divorce. It's always one person who come with it. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist, so I don't qualify to give this advice.
So what I was driving into,
Yeah.
I had a couple sometimes back.
Yeah.
They were going through something in their marriage.
Yes.
And the woman was complaining that the man is not hurting. He's okay, yeah, maisha inaendelea. I'm here hurting, I'm crying, and my life has stopped. Okay. And there's something that guy said which left me thinking. I am hurting. Only that I'm not
the way I'm expressing it is different.
You see, I am hurting, only that I'm not expressing it like she's doing. I am going through it. I am hurting inside. I am taking care. You hear what men do? I'm taking care of it. I'm processing it. Women, we explode. We hit the road talking about it. But men don't. They process it.
They cry inside.
In them. They process it inside. They suppress those feelings.
Which is worse.
They suppress those emotions. They don't know who to talk to. Even in their circles, they rarely talk about these matters. So that is why you find men, they'll go drinking. They'll go abusing drugs. Just a way of running away from reality. It is a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
They numb that pain.
They use whatever they can, including sex.
Exactly, including sex.
Some
very
people
good.
get, addicted to sex just because it's helping them suppress those feelings they're trying to run away from.
Exactly. So men, rarely, I get clients who are men, but if you compare to women,
yes,
it is hard. And also I want to encourage our viewers that seeking therapy,
it's not a weakness.
It is very important. It is also a preventive care. You see, like the way we get sick and we go to the doctor and the doctor says, Esther, whatever you're going through, you need to change your lifestyle. What do people go to change? When doctors say you need to change your lifestyle,
They change their diet.
very good. And lifestyle is not just related to diet.
That's so
It is
true.
your mental health. Actually, if
As
people
a
just
man thinking.
if people can just watch their mental health, lifestyle change it come easy. Because at times people stress eat.
Very true.
Because they're stressed, they eat. They don't have value for themselves. So they sit, and what they do, they drink. They go for ice cream. They go for cake. They go for sugar. You understand? So when we talk about mental health, I want to encourage our viewers. Have just the same way you have a dentist,
Yes.
you have a gyna,
Yes.
you have a family doctor, have a family psychologist.
Wow.
Introduce your children to psychologists as early as it can be.
Make it normal.
Make it normal. Normalize this thing of mental health. Because at times you feel like I can only see a psychologist when I'm going through divorce, when I'm going through loss, maybe grief. Hata hii ya lose kazi, they don't go. But when someone dies, because at times it hits differently, people look for psychologists. But I encourage people, have a psychologist in the list of your family service providers.
I agree with you because, for example, let's assume it's a young adult or a teenager who is going through mental health just because they're being bullied at school, or they just don't feel like this thing of I don't feel like I fit in, or my friends, evil. Those things that sometimes a child will be going through certain things in private, but they're not telling their parents because they feel like I've been told, especially when it's a boy child, a man is supposed to be
strong, no emotions, no crying.
And then it's a baby girl who feel like, I don't want to say this because I'll be judged,
Exactly.
So I agree with you. Then how do they navigate these waters if they do not have somebody they can freely talk to?
Actually, I do counseling in schools.
Okay.
And most of the feedback I get is, me and my parents, we don't get along. Because of these Gen Zs and Gen Alpha,
we
don't get along. I wonder, how are you not getting along?
With your parent.
How are you not getting along? They don't understand me. And then these things of, you see these things of mental health.
Yes.
With these Gen Z and Gen Alpha, it is even deeper there.
What's happening, and can it be abused? Because I feel, forgive me for my ignorance. Being a mother of myself, I'm a mother of a Gen Z, right? My daughter is turning 20, the last one. But I feel like sometimes, as much as we as parents are trying to understand them, this word mental health, my mental state, can be abused.
What I would say is, most people do not understand what is mental health.
Yes.
And it in simple terms, it can be defined in different ways, but in simple terms, just check. Are you okay psychologically? Psychologically, it comes with the matter to do with thinking, brain, thoughts. Are your thoughts in line with whatever you are doing right now? Are you mindful? That is one. Are you okay socially? Are you relating well? Do you have friends? Even if you're an introvert, do you socialize well? That is another thing. Emotionally, are you able to process? This is another thing. Are you able to process your emotions? Can you say what you're feeling right now? Because some people, they feel a mixture of anger, frustrations, resentments. They feel a mixture of so many things. Can you just sit and relax and say, I feel disappointed? Pinpoint, why are you disappointed?
Why exactly?
You understand?
Yes.
So the moment you just sit down and understand what you're going through in terms of social, psychological, and emotion, it can be okay. To answer your question, can it be abused? It can be abused. Those who understand it can abuse it, because if whatever is going wrong with you is inside,
we can see it.
I can see it.
So we can see. So you can just wake up today in the morning and say, oh my God, my mental state today doesn't even allow me to get out of bed. I don't feel like I have strength to even face the world today. Something Gen Z use a lot. I'm noticing that. One thing I love about Gen Z, let me give them credit before I start taking credit. Let me give them credit. They are very good at saying what they think what they feel right there and then. Like, I don't like this. I'm not feeling it. The vibe is not vibing.
Yeah.
Like, they literally tell you on your face, like, do whatever you want to do. But right now, my mental state says, I don't like this vibe and I'm out. They're very good at that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the same children, the same Gen Z, I feel they are also very fragile. So everything they don't want to deal with, they throw mental health there. Anything that they feel like is too much for them, mental health. Like, they don't even want to try harder. Like, if it's not working,
They're not liking.
maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, again, this is not my area of expertise. That's why we are here.
Yeah.
So you can help us. So we can help to understand our children, and we can live with them better. So they stop saying, I hate my parents. They don't understand.
We don't get along.
And
just
they
like
stop
the way
saying the
they're
vibe
putting
is
it.
not vibing in the
Yes,
office.
yeah.
Office place is toxic because when I go there, nobody is actually listening what I want to say, or I'm not heard. They don't see me. Or they only want to see me. They don't want to hear me. There's all these things that the words we throw there. But sometimes I feel like we can abuse this also.
Yes. There is one thing I also appreciate Gen Z. They're very
Very
confronting.
forthcoming. Yeah.
They tell you what they feel and what they like and what they don't like. There was a time we were doing an interview in a certain organization, and I was looking at them. The norm of when you're going for an interview, look decent, look smart, look official. They don't do that.
They don't.
They come with makeups all rainbow, and they are there looking at you. And they're looking at you and saying, what next? So they are that bold, which is very good.
Yes.
But in regard to your question,
Yes.
I would throw the challenge to the millennials, who are the parents to the Gen Z. Gen Z, they know who they are, they understand. Actually, Gen Z, and I'm going also to Gen Alpha because it is now the preteens and the teenagers.
True.
And since you're talking to parents of both,
Yes.
we can combine.
Yes.
They understand who they are. They understand what they know and what they want with life. The question is, you as the parent, the millennial you, are you educating yourself? When they say, my mental status does not allow me to go to that direction, you as a parent, what do you say? Instead of confronting her, bugging her, policing her, do you have a solution? Can you come and meet her where she is? Can you have a conversation?
How do I do that? Give me an example, Esther, that I can go home today and use that.
What you can do, educate yourself. Understand what is mental health. So when they give you this, you have an answer to it. You understand the conversation. They'll not feel like they are superior. They will not feel like they are winning. Bring them to a conversation. When you say that your mental status is not,
what do you mean?
Stating, what are you meaning? What are you saying? What is causing all that? By so doing, you're striking a conversation. So when you have a conversation, you're going to understand, you're going to educate them too.
True.
And tell them it might not be feeling like you want to do this, but this is life. At times, you have to take care of your mental health. You have to work on it. And if at all you need help, we can see 1, 2, 3. You understand? So what you can take home today is create and strike a conversation with your Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and your family members. Strike a conversation. And always in psychology, we say create a safe space. Do not be judgmental. When you create a safe space, Paris, anytime I have an issue, whatever it is, no matter how stupid it might look, I'll be comfortable talking to you about it. Because I know with Paris, she'll never judge me.
Yeah.
She'll listen to me. At times, we don't even need an answer. We just need someone to listen to us.
True.
Okay?
We're listening, we're not judging.
Exactly. So if you do that, actually you see that even that saying, that phrase of Gen Z, listening and not judging. Can you try to do that? Listen without judging them. And when you do that, you're creating a safe space. And next time, they'll be comfortable talking to mommy, talking to dad about what they're going through.
Is that the same thing we do with our men? Is the same thing we do with our women?
Oh, yes.
Because again, we just tackled Gen Z, but then there's also couples, there's also men who are single, there's also women who are single, and they're going through mental health for different reasons, right?
I'll give you an incident of a lady who came to me telling that she wants to leave her marriage. And I asked her, why do you want to leave your marriage? It is okay, you're going to leave your marriage. First, I agree with you, you're going to leave because you're the one who is in it.
Mm-hmm.
But why do you want to leave? And she gave me an answer which made me think deeper. Because my man no longer speaks to me.
Oh.
I don't know what he is thinking. I don't know what is going through his head. What if he hurts me? Nowadays, there is this killing every now and then. Partner killing each other.
Mm-hmm.
What if he kills me? And I was like, yeah, it's not a good reason for safety. It's a good reason. But the question is, if you go, don't you think you're selfish to this man? Have you taken time to understand
How did you get here that he's not talking
why
to
he's
you?
not talking to you?
Yeah.
But when he was talking to you initially,
Exactly.
what made him stop
What
talking to him?
changed? Yeah.
And he's providing, he is doing everything a man should do,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not speaking to you.
Very true.
So I told her, can you tell me how your man is like? And she was like, he doesn't bathe, he comes,
Oh.
the same way he was is the same way he's going to sleep, he will wake up the same way. And I could speak, this man is disturbed. Let be your partner, and I don't want to say your husband or your wife, your partner, whoever is listening,
Mm-hmm.
let your partner be the first person you run to whenever the world hits you. You have a little heaven in your home. Because if you don't do that, people are going to, people are bottling up emotions, stress, and when you bottle up so many things, eventually they overflow. And when they overflow, they pour anywhere and everywhere. So let's give our partner safe space so that they can be mentally okay. When someone is mentally okay, everything else flows.
What if, okay, just a question I'm asking for maybe for the sake of our viewers,
Mhm.
because in a relationship, whether that be of parent, children relationship, partners, marriage,
Yeah.
or workplace,
Yes,
boss, employee, employer relationship,
Yes.
personalities are different.
Yes.
There are those people who enjoy talking and opening up.
Yes.
And there are those who like to be given time to go in their cocoon
Yes.
and rebuild themselves and come out strong. Is that okay? Would you say that's another way of dealing with your mental health? That if when you need space, giving people space is not always they must talk to you. Sometimes also taking time to work on you alone so that you can come as a whole person. Is that also something you would advise as a healthy way of dealing with your mental health?
If you're dealing with something, if you're going through something, I'll answer it in two perspectives.
Yes.
As one, as the person who is going through it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going through something and it is really affecting you, I would advise, don't keep it to yourself. At times, when you keep things to yourself, you just see it according to your own perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And most of the time, it is blinded by our emotions.
Mm-hmm.
It is good to have a trusted person. We call them support system.
Yes.
Have a trusted person, go to them, talk to them, let them listen. If you do not have a trusted person, look for a profession. We are trained for this. We can give you coping strategies on how you can manage it. If at all you're the one who is going through it, that is one way. If at all it is your partner, your friend, your other person who is going through it, just read them. Reading them, you read people through their behaviors. If at all the person is not ready to open up, do not be pushy. Give the person space.
Take time.
They'll come to you when they are ready. When someone is ready, they open up freely. But when you push them, they'll be withholding some information.
Now, Esther, knowing us women, I have something bothering me. I've been observing you. I've been seeing how you're coming home. You're not talking to me the usual. You are reserved. And when we talk, maybe we are talking through proxy, through our children. Go tell your dad, go tell your mom. You know, as women, we
Yes.
just go, we need to talk. And we're talking now.
Very
What are
good.
you going to tell us, women, because we do that. Even bosses, here when it comes to mental health, we are being very clear. It doesn't just affect one person; it affects all of us, even in our place of work. And we have bosses like that too.
Yes.
You need to sit down now. We need to talk. The tone. We need to talk now. Is that okay? Is that the kind of talking you're talking about? Is that considered healthy? Is that unhealthy? We're here for you to help us.
Yeah. We look at it from the employment side of it. When it is employment, and it is, employment is about responsibility. It is about JD. What are you delivering? If at all you're not delivering, and there's a reason, in this case, mentor-related reason as to why you're not doing it. Most organizations, they have their own in-house psychologists, most of the organizations.
Yes.
You can get a chance and say, let me just have. And there's a way of communication. Effective communication is also a way to reduce some of these mental health issues. So just tell your boss. They will not kill you when you say, I'm going through something, give me a day. You see, they will not push you. You have to say now. It is not
Can we talk this tomorrow when I'm ready to talk about?
So effective communication. And when you're doing that, do it in the sobriety way. Do not be offensive, defensive. You're offended, now you're defending yourself. That is in the employment side of it. When you come to our homes, hapa hakuna formality. It is now and now.
Yes.
Most women, they push.
We're talking now.
When you push,
wake up. You came and you slept and we need to talk.
Let me tell women, being one of them, a hack they can do. When you push, it's like a spring. You push, they do what? They move. You push, they go. You pull back, it springs closer. Back. Okay? So at times, do not be pushing. Just observe. Be keen. Observation. Actually, I love observing. And I think that is why I became psychologist.
Okay.
I love observing.
Yeah.
Because what is unspoken, it is what is of importance.
I like that.
Okay?
Yeah.
So observe your partner, observe your man.
Yeah.
How is he? You can even tell whatever is happening, because you can feel the tension. Whatever is happening, is it something between me and him, or is it something related to his work? And again, women, let us not always put ourselves in the equation.
Sometimes it's got nothing to do with that.
Exactly. So observe, understand, give him space. He'll come along. Don't feel so pushed like you want to get the answer now and now.
True.
Even if you feel like it, just hold. Be you, be there, be supportive. And that is what I talk about, space. Because even if you push and he feels threatened, he will not speak.
He'll still hold back.
He still hold back. And you say it is nothing. And when you say it is nothing, what are you going to do?
Or he can just have conversation for the sake of just shutting you down.
Yes.
And tell you whatever you want to hear.
Exactly.
Because you're not giving them time to be forthcoming with the information.
Yeah. So women should understand that whatever is happening, and I would put it as partners in marriage, whatever is happening, the tension which is there, it does not necessarily mean it is between the two of you.
And that goes for both couples.
Yes.
Whether it's the man who is forcing the woman to talk. It goes it's both ways, right?
And there's something, Paris Kidogo, I just want to cut you short here.
Yes.
If it is something you can speak, again, don't be manipulative. Unaona ile, you're holding information, wacha nimtese. Unaona If it is something you can talk about, go ahead and talk
now,
about
as we finish, Esther, you've been very, very, very helpful on these matters, mental health. Before we leave the set,
yes,
looking at that camera, please speak to our viewers. One word of advice you want to tell them about mental health, and even where they can find you if they want to talk more about this. But I want you to leave with one thing, to leave them with one thing,
Okay.
what they can do starting today matters mental health.
Very good. I'll start with mental health in general. What I would say about mental health should be taken care of just the same way we take care of our physical health. So we should have preventive measures of our mental health. Just the same way we have preventive measures of the physical health. When something is bothering you, look for a support system. Look for that trusted friend that you talk to about anything and everything. Even if we feel like it is of no importance, just have that one person. By so doing, when you speak out, we say a problem shared is a problem solved. So have that one person or have that system which is supportive. Another thing, take mental health. Okay, see a psychologist. That's what I would say. See a psychologist just the same way you visit doctors monthly, maybe twice or once after every 2 months, just to check with them. Even if it is a small thing as maybe you're changing job, you're changing cities, you're moving out of country, just that preparation, that another eye, the third eye to see what is happening. So that is what I would say. And where you can find me, I am Esther Kingori, Coach Esther Kingori, in all my socials. You can look for me in Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp. You can see me through this number, 0720007617. If you want a physical appointment, we have an office in Kiambu Town at a place called 24/7. We are in room A5.
Awesome. And they can even meet with you virtually, right?
Yes, virtual. We are doing virtuals.
Awesome. Thank you very, very, very much, Esther. We are humbled again to have you, and we'll continue just talking about these issues that are affecting us on a daily basis. And for our viewers, in case you have not watched my conversation with Esther, please go on our previous videos and you'll see all the series we've been having together. Next, we thank you for your support. We thank you for subscribing and even sharing this video, especially on TikTok. God bless you. You've loved us there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now take that support to YouTube too. Would really appreciate you, and share this video with somebody who you feel is going through mental health and need help. Esther is here to help you. That is what she do on a daily basis. So until the next video, God bless you. God keep you. Bye.